Hello, welcome to the Limaway channel. Here we do DevOps and some cloud stuff, basically. So today it will be one of the first stream in English in the channel. That normally we do it in French, but as I had several people asking me for doing it in English, then I will do that. So, what will be the subject of today? As you saw in the title, we will do some Wireguard stuff. Wireguard is a tool to create VPNs. It's a very modern tool that provides a way to create very different topologies of VPNs. And in our case, we want to do a mesh topology because we want to use Wireguard to link together nodes, virtual machines, or bare metal stuff that are present in several data centers. And on top of that, we want to deploy Kubernetes. So let's go to the code. So here you can see the code. It's VS Codium, which is actually a rewriting of Visual Studio Code, but without the proprietary stuff, without the Microsoft stuff. And in our case, it's an Ansible collection. And basically, I created different roles inside the collection. One for BGP, I will tell you later about that. One for Bind9, but I'm not sure. I will keep it, and maybe I will replace it by Core DNS. One for Calico. I saw with a colleague that Calico is on the way out, so maybe I will replace it with Cilium. Cryo, Helm, QVIP, Kubernetes CSL Prover, Kubernetes, Podman, Wireguard. So, first thing first. If you have any questions, if you don't understand anything about what I say, don't hesitate to ask. Ask the questions in the chat. Ask the questions as comments if you watch this video later. And I will try to answer in the best of my abilities. So basically, today we will try to develop this role, this Ansible role, Wireguard. In order to do that, we will first create a corresponding playbook to collate properly, and then we will create a test suite. As you can see here, we already have some for Kubernetes itself, for etcd, for testing some other Kubernetes behavior, like downscale, upscale, and upscale. And in our case, we will do Wireguard Ubuntu, because we use Ubuntu as the base OS, operating system, as it's the most used Linux operating system in the world currently. So we stick to that for the beginning. And that's it. We'll do that way. So, first thing first, the playbook. Wireguard Ubuntu. Inside, we will basically use the same naming convention, so converge, YML. Inside, so this one is a bit big, but in our case we'll need only a small part of it, because actually this playbook I'm copying there is supposed to deploy the complete kube cluster, and in our case we want just the Wireguard setup. So, okay. We have a playbook. Do we need some files, some templates, some vars? Yeah, vars. Empty placeholders. Let's stick to that. So why do I have so many empty folders and files? That's because this project was actually at the beginning template project, and slowly I drifted from it, and I decided 2 months ago to get rid of the templating stuff, because I consider that I will have only one project like that, because the rest will be actually more container stuff. And so the templating part is not needed anymore. But I didn't clean it yet completely. So we have our playbook. Now we need a test suite. What? Yeah, I will try to copy this one, rename it, and adapt. Up. Okay, Wireguard Ubuntu. Everything is copied. Let's start with the background file. First, I want to create my Ansible inventory. In that case, I want to... Yeah, we will do it very simply. I want something called WG, like Wireguard. Up, like Wireguard. The goal is to get rid of this private network here, because it's Wireguard itself that will create it. Up. So, get rid of it. But we'll keep it in the Ansible inventory because we will reuse it to set the Wireguard configuration. Yeah. So, the public key we create it here. Then we create the inventory. In our case, it will be Wireguard nodes. Yeah, Wireguard nodes would be a good name. Then we upload the public key in the nodes themselves. That's not needed anymore. We will keep our own certificate authority. We disable the mount, and we will rename everything WG. And of course, we use LiveIt and not VirtualBox, LiveIt to deploy our stuff. Because on the hardware itself, we will certainly use LiveIt through KubeVirt or any other means, but it's pretty sure that we won't use VirtualBox on the hardware. So that's why, from the very beginning, I want to test that through the correct hypervisor, in our case, LiveIt. To avoid drifts, you know. Okay, that's related to BGP, so it's not relevant here. That's not relevant in our case either. Okay, very simple Wireguard, very simple Wagon file indeed. So, in molecule, do we have to change something? Yes, we have to change the call of the playbook. And we use Wireguard Ubuntu instead. We keep the same Ansible container, but the scenario will be named Wireguard Ubuntu. Okay. the install stuff, we try to simplify as much as possible. With Wireguard, I know already that I will need an SSL container to create the secrets, actually the cryptographic stuff of Wireguard. I know from you who are in the chat or watching the video afterwards, I know that the Wireguard documentation stipulates that we should use the Wireguard command line to create the secrets. But they also provide a way to do it through OpenSSL. And in our case, we will do that. We will use OpenSSL. Why? Because that way we can create the secrets on the provisional level and distribute the secrets in all the nodes. And without installing Wireguard on the provisional itself. So topologically, it's better. So, we don't need any BGP user in our case. Why is it? We don't need any cube stuff. In our case, but I think we will have to rename that Wireguard stuff. To at least have the mount point of the secrets. So we will rename that Wireguard. Maybe the music is too loud. Let's reduce the music a bit. Yep. We don't need any VIP or any public IP range. We don't need the cube IPv4 CIDR or IPv6 either. Actually, that's a good question. We'll get rid of it and re-add it if needed, because I don't know yet what Wireguard will require. Yeah, we don't need that either. Hey, here we use the OpenSSL directly from the container instead of using it through the from the virtual machine instead of using it through the container. That's an interesting question. But it's not relevant in our case. Find the BGP interface, so we will simply call it WG. Find the Wireguard. Get the Wireguard interface. Sadly, we will stick to IPv4 for the first draft, and maybe later we will add IPv6. Why we will stick to IPv4? Because I know already that some components do not support IPv6 yet. So sadly, we have to stick to IPv4. Components in question are, for instance, kubevip. That doesn't support IPv6 yet. let's add it as comment, that way we won't forget about it. So the inventory, the SSH, we change the converge point, which is this one. Yeah, that we have to keep. Artifact SSL TLS. Okay. And that we won't test well. So now the mocks. We only have what will be the TLS cert, but are actually secrets. I'm not even sure we need a CA for that, but we'll keep it that way until I figure out the docs completely. Yeah. Inspec. Inspec, interesting question. Inspec is actually the compliance test tool. Compliance test tool, yeah. But it starts to be slowly deprecated in favor of newcomers like CInspec, for instance. And I started already to do some project with CInspec, which seems good. So that means this inspect stuff, I will get rid of it in the future. So let's not waste time on that, and let's continue. We still call our collection Open Kubernetes because the scope, the domain is Kubernetes. Wireguard being only one role in it. Okay, converge. Ansible stuff we need. CA bundle we need. CI registry we need. All that stuff we don't need. And we need Wireguard IPv4, Wireguard SSL. Actually, that's pretty old. That's all. Oh. Copper to Wireguard SSL. Okay, and that or no. Okay. NCI is it relevant? Yeah, maybe to change the name. We will use the bat suite. Yeah. Yeah. Wireguard. Wireguard. Yeah. I think the other suites will be meaningless. And for instance, there are some of them I don't even remember what they do. So I really need to clean that. Yeah, there is a simplification of the whole project to do. So let's go back to the mocks now. Okay. So, first thing first, we will build the artifact. Normally it should work. Yeah, it worked. And now we'll deploy the stuff and see what breaks. So we deployed the Wireguard Ubuntu bat test suite. Ah, there is a new version. Interesting. So, provisioner deployment. I know I should create a golden image for that, but I mean, so many things to do. So basically this provisioner, it's actually a virtual machine. It's a live virtual machine containing Ubuntu. Inside of it, I install Docker, and with Docker, I deploy an Ansible container. And from this Ansible container, I start provisioning the other virtual machines through this collection. That's the goal, actually. So, a quiet moment in the stream. Let's take a look at the Wireguard documentation. Meanwhile, so that's an example on how to set a mesh with Wireguard and Ansible. Different choices than mine, obviously. And one thing I would like to get is how to create this key here without using Wireguard by using OpenSSL. So, this gen key here, I want to use it like with this command. No, Ah, yes. There it is. We can try to do with that. A simply base64 randomness. Does it do the trick? We'll see. So, in our case, that means that here, instead of creating this mock of certificate authority, so we'll get rid of it. Yeah, it's the correct test suite. I don't want to remove it from test suites that actually use it. So, up. Wireguard count will do a 3 nodes mesh. And we will store that in specific files that will be mount pointed into Ansible. And as you can see, it failed here. We will see that later. So let's keep here the command that is still in my buffer. Dot key. Yep. I use the same convention. Well, I got something dot DNS root, okay. Yep. And we will simply do create wireguard key. That. There. We should have it now. 03. 3. Perfect. Okay. The mount point is GMP SSL. Okay. So what's the problem here? Wireguard Ubuntu bats docker. Ah, yeah. Because we created a new test suite, we have to call the corresponding dev environment. So let's copy that. Let's paste it here. There. And inside, let's check that the names correspond. I've destroyed the environment. Wireguard, Ubuntu, bats. Must exist. It was not created. Why? Oh. In that case, we use virt manager. That's not a problem. Yep. We will kill the virtual machine, destroy the virtual machine, and up, clean. Okay. Yeah, a lot of old stuff. These things, for instance, we don't need that anymore, but okay. Molecule, wireguard. Ah yeah, we didn't call the other. Okay, I understand now. I understand why the key was not created. That's due to the fact that we didn't call the correct vagrant file. And now that should do the trick. Let's build the artifact again, because I always test against the prod to be artifact. And let's redeploy. Not Kubernetes. Wireguard, Ubuntu, bats. And while it deploys, I will drink a bit of water. Don't hesitate to write something in the chat if you have any questions. You can even join Discord and join the chat, the stream chat that you can see here. You know, this small avatar of me here, that's from Discord. I know. Every time we lose a bit of time redeploying this provisioner from scratch. But I don't know. I don't know how much time it needs to create a correct golden image, and the problem is that I don't know how much time or energy it needs to update it regularly. So that's why I postponed this task. So, now that we more or less know how to create the key, now I want to see how can I create the template that will set up Wireguard. There is a private key and a public key, and here they talk about a pre-shared key. What? Ah. Yeah, and how do they extract the public key from the pre-shared key? Without using Wireguard. Yeah, that's the same thread. That's the same thread. Ah. If it's a simple ED25519 key, I would get angry. Angry, not hungry. Angry. Sorry for my freshness. So, gen key, that's okay. But pub key. Let's trick it. I don't want to install Wireguard on the provisioner because it would create a strong coupling, you know. How to explain that? The agnosticity of the mesh won't be realized with that. The provisioner should not have to install itself internal libraries to deploy stuff. You understand what I mean? So that's why I try to have a WireGuard crypto made with OpenSSL. Let's see if we can access the source code. Oh, I don't like these repos. They're very old. I'd like to find a simple way to do that. Okay, it's so the gen key itself. Yeah, gen key itself is basically called to dev view random. But there are some tricks. It's a curve 25,519. Okay. Good stuff. And the pub key. Okay. Okay. Actually, yeah, it's simply a curve 25,519. Then base 64 hashed. Okay. Okay, for generating the key pair and for extracting the public key. Yes! We have something there. Okay. So. First thing first. No service name. Yeah, okay. I understand the problem. First thing first, we will create the key. And then we have to base 64 it. Yeah. Out in std out, is it possible? I think yes. And base 64. Actually, I need it to generate the public key. I need it first, private key, then from it we generate the public key. Okay, then we will output that base 64. I don't quite remember the syntax of the piping. Does it? I'm not sure. So base 64 pipe. I don't think that works. Okay, that's the key, and the pub will be this one. But I don't think the syntax works. Let's take a look with a small terminal. Create another one. Because actually I already have a terminal open, but it runs OBS. So I will create a silly other one. just up for the sake of it. Git test. Do you have a test repo? I have a Vagrant repo. And Vagrant and test. Okay. Vagrant test clear. Okay, I can present that. Up. So, wait, what do we have in test folder? Let's go in test then. Ah, yes, that's my old bird test, actually. Okay. So, first thing first, we want to create a Wireguard key. Let's see. Do we have something there? So you see my old bird test for BGP routing. Yes, we have a key that looks like 25519. Let's extract the pub key from that. Hopla. So the X pub. Yes, that seems good. Okay, now what I want to test is base 64. That's this syntax, I'm not sure. Counter, let's use 0. Aucun fichier. Ah yes, sorry. Doesn't work. Okay. My first spam bot of 2023. Let's get rid of it. There, done. So, let's see how can we improve this syntax. First thing, I want to check if the piping works. No. Okay. So... we should be able to see the contents. No. My bash skills are rusty. I mean, I don't want to... Ah, yes, a Nico. Yes. Ooh, that's coming back slowly. Up. Up. Cat should not be used for that. Okay, echo works. Now let's pipe it in base 64. Yes, we have something there. Okay. Yeah, that came back quickly. Okay. We have our cryptos, ladies and gentlemen. We have our cryptos. Good. So, the problem we had was there. etcd Ubuntu. Actually, we should replace it with Wireguard Ubuntu Bats. Okay. Let's clean the environment. Node Kubernetes, Wireguard, Ubuntu, Bats. Small elliptic curves. Cool. Cool. Okay. Everything is clean. Let's build the artifact. Even so, normally the artifact didn't change because what we changed is actually a sort of mock, so it's not part of the artifact. Wireguard Ubuntu Bats. Okay. So, redeploy the environment, redeploy the provisioner. So the idea will be to do a sort of file get content in Ansible that will gather the contents of these files for every node and install that in a template. Basically. So basically, yeah. Or upload the file actually. We'll upload the file in etc wireguard private key, etc wireguard public key. Wait, how does it work? The private keys are actually put in the config itself, not called from files. Ah. Load IPs. Let's understand that stuff. So we create a NIC, so network interface, that in this case is called WG0. We call it WG. That uses WireGuard. In private key. Public key. Allowed IPs. That's the question I have. How? Host var peer and venturous name. Ah, that's where it calls the endpoint. Mm-hmm. I think I should look at another example. Yeah, endpoints. That's the thing. Okay. That's the public IP that we gather from the internet. That's the endpoint with the port. And then the allowed IPs are actually the internal IP of the node inside the mesh. Okay. Okay. Yep. I have it. Yeah. That means that for our vagrant stuff there, we would anyway need to have a sort of private network. Yeah. To have the public endpoint. Shit. Because I don't want to gather every time the IP through ifconfig lookup or whatever, because it takes a lot of time. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, sadly I think we'll have to do that. So, in order to do that, we'll take an example here. We will use, I don't know, this one. Yeah. This one should not have any private network, right? It does. Why? That's because I wanted to do some extract tests and stuff like that. That's not correct. Yeah. Up. Let's get rid of it. Error mounting. In the service provisioner. The service provisioner wants to mount something that doesn't exist anymore. Ah! Yes, I removed that. I shouldn't have. So let's get it back. Where is it? Here. No. What? Where is it? What? GMP, SSL, Copen cert. I need it to access the CA. But where do I put it? That's weird. Something is escaping there. Escaping me. Ah! Wait. Yeah, that's this one. We don't need this one. For Wireguard. Okay. Yeah. That was actually the certificate authority, the mock created for Kubernetes. And we don't need this one for this test. Wireguard Ubuntu paths, get rid of it. Oh shit. Yep. Okay. So now let's put back this network. Let's call it 10.10 something. Network name provisioner, it's a perfect name. Okay, and in here, let's call the provisioner IP, provisioning IP, provisioning IP, and internal IP. Yeah. Okay. So we have the provisioning IP that already exists on the machine, and that will provide us a way for the machines to communicate with each other. It's actually a sort of representation of a public IP, of the public network. And then we have the internal IP that will be created by Wireguard, and that will be part of the mesh created by Wireguard stuff. Okay, provisioning IP, internal IP, okay. So, let's go back there. No? Yes? Yes. And we actually do not need a peer config, we only need one file, wildcard configuration. And up, let's create it here. Configuration, wildcard configuration .conf.g2. Okay. We will take this thing that will be the systemd network stuff. Wait. Ah, there is the device and there is the network. Yes. So, let's first create a device. So maybe I should rename it Wireguard device configuration. Okay. And the network. Okay. Okay. So let's go back on the device. Let's take that up. We'll put that in this destination, whatever, up. Let's take a look at what we have. So we have the net device. We will name it name WG, kind, it's Wireguard. Description, it's Wireguard tunnel WG. So Wireguard setup itself is there. Listen port, yeah, I should provide that. Private key, yeah. For peers in groups, not all, but groups. How did I name the group? Wireguard nodes. Basically, it will be all at the end, but it's preferable that we have a different name because we don't know the topology that we want to put in place. After, if peer is different from inventory hostname, then we have the WireGuard peer with its public key, its allowed IPs, its endpoint, its keep aliveness, and end of the if, end of the for. Okay. So WireGuard port first. Not inventory host name. In that case, it will be a provisioning IP, if I remember correctly. Yeah, provisioning IP. Internal IP. WireGuard port. WireGuard public key. WireGuard private key. So, first, the WireGuard port can be different depending on the provider, the hardware provider or whatever. So it should be set per peer. And then, one of my screens just flickered. How do I create the proper syntax for that? The port itself, that's not hard. We will do WireGuard port. Basically, it will be the same. I don't know. Let's go for what kind of port can we use? 9999. Yeah. Yeah. Beautiful. Port. So in our example, actually, we could create different ports according to the nodes. Yeah, up. WireGuard port, done. Now we have the problem of the public key and private key. How do we call them from the inventory? Actually, is it a problem really? No. What we will do Bonjour, I am 23 off. It's today it's a specific day, special day. The stream is in English, so sorry. I know it's not usual. Normally everything is in French, but today it's in English. Oui, ma chaîne était en français avant, mais en fait, je vais faire la moitié de mes streams en anglais, la moitié de mes streams en français. Je vais split en deux. You understand? Okay, perfect. Sorry for... Yeah, usually my channel, actually my channel was in English, it was in French before, completely in French, and I decided to do half in English, half in French, because I have colleagues or people around me who don't speak French and are interested in knowing what I can do in this channel. Sorry. So let's go back on our stuff. c'est toi qui avais mis Nomad dans Kubernetes. Is it you who put Nomad in Kubernetes? Actually, yeah, that's the opposite. I tried to put Kubernetes into Nomad. It didn't work. Yeah, that's me. And actually, with time, I consider that Nomad is not mature enough. It lacks a lot of features. And now I try to put Kubernetes inside Kubernetes. So. So we have our files in the provisioner that contain the cryptographic stuff. They are named according to the host name here. So we could get the host name as the reference and iterate over these files. Actually, there is also the DNS root. So we should put the DNS root as well. Okay. Why Nomad is not mature? In terms of features, there are far less features in Nomad than in Kubernetes. That's actually also the goal. The idea of Nomad is to be far simpler to manage than Kubernetes. I use Nomad on Big Prod. Yeah, that's done for that, actually. But when you try to integrate it more thoroughly into Kubernetes, you see that, for instance, network management and so is cumbersome and harder to do with Nomad than what we could have with Kubernetes inside Kubernetes, from my point of view at least. So I gave up on Nomad and Kubernetes inside Nomad because of that. Because I was more interested in all the features that Kubernetes could provide already as the undercloud for the whole infrastructure. And integrating Kubernetes into Kubernetes provides far more possibilities than having Nomad as the base and Kubernetes on top of that. So that's why I switched to that. But yeah, Nomad is very good for big prod stuff. But when you try to have a lot of APIs for a lot of stuff, Nomad is lagging behind. I remember you actually. I remember this discussion. It was 1.5 years ago, something like that. And you ended up doing it. You ended up installing Nomad. So. So let's take a look at Ansible get file contents feature. Yeah, file lookup, exactly what I was looking for. But I want to have it from the host. I don't remember. The file lookup, is it local or is it remote? On the Ansible controllers file system. Perfect. It's local. Okay. So now I want the private key from inventory hostname how did I call that there? I don't agree with you. In 3 years, I had no problem with Nomad. But I didn't say that Nomad wasn't stable. I said that the set of features that Nomad provides doesn't align with my use case now. So that's why I gave up on that. Nomad is fairly stable, actually, but I needed features that Nomad didn't provide. That's why I didn't stick with it. That's why I ended up going back to Kubernetes for everything. Okay. So, I don't remember the syntax exactly. Does it work that? And then how did it finish with simply a dot key? Okay. Dot key. Oof. That should do it. And then public key. The public key here should be peer dot pub. There. Seems good. Now the network itself. Actually, the name should be configurable, I think. I should also change that. Je serais ravi de pouvoir échanger un jour sur ce sujet avec toi. Écoute, moi de même, je vais essayer de refaire des salons dans quelques mois, on verra. I will be happy to exchange with you on that subject. Yeah, me as well. And I will try to go back to conferences and stuff in the months to come. Maybe we could see each other there. I will try to be not this for them, but the one for next year. Nomad versus Kubernetes, yeah. Big topic. So Wireguard IP. I named it internal IP. Yep. And the Wireguard mask bits. Triple 255. Let's stick to that. Yeah, 24. I think. Yeah, 24 can do. Yeah. So, I want to configure the name as well. Network device name. WG. Hop là. Hop là. There is discrepancy here because we put slash 24 here and a slash 32 here. I think we should keep the same, if I understand correctly. Here and here. Yep. So the name's here. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So now we need to put these files in the correct place. Boom, boom, boom. Setup Wireguard device. So in our case, it's not a copy, it's a template. And let's get an example to have the syntax in mind. Yeah, this one. Ah yes, I have to also use the FQDN of the steps. So notify, in our case, systemd network restart. Yeah, that's a good thing. No loop control, no loops. Owner group. Root. Mine is more restrictive, so let's stick to that. Destination. Hopla. Yep. And source is this one. It's far more readable, no? Yeah. So, we need the same thing for the network now. Okay, network config. Okay, and a small handlers to restart the network. There. So, we'll see now. Wireguard Ubuntu bats. Yep, let's go. I fetch water. It's deploying. Normally, it should do the trick. Let's hope so. But afterwards, I still need to write some small tests to be sure that the network behaves correctly. And as I told you at the beginning of the stream, as InSpec is slowly deprecating, I don't know yet if I will put everything on CNSpec or if I will temporarily stick to BATS a bit to do these tests. Anyway. Why? What? 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 C'est des mocks? It should... What? It's not the correct one. Attaching to mock OpenSSL1, but it doesn't call the correct one. What? There's a problem there, because normally when we do cd mocks there, it should go in this directory and call this one that calls this one. It's the wrong call somewhere. Wireguard Ubuntu. Ah, here. Wireguard. There. Wireguard. Let's destroy and redeploy. Destroyed. And redeploy. And I think it will be the last deployment for tonight. And the next stream in English will be next week, I think, on Wednesday. I don't know if I will be able to do a stream in French tomorrow. We'll see. Depends on the workload I have. It takes a lot of time. I should really think about this golden image. Takes so much time. Ah, no such file or directory. So, now, that's the correct one. Okay. Here, this one is wrong. Okay. So, basically, that will be the end for this stream. Hopla. I will clean the environment. Okay. So, small stream, first stream in English. I will try to stick to one per week, I hope. We'll see on Wednesday. I will also try to keep the streams in French on Thursday, maybe. Let's see how it goes. So, I wish you a nice evening. For those who watch the streams afterwards from the YouTube channel, I wish you a nice whatever, evening, morning, afternoon, meal, lunch, diner, whatever. And see you next week. See you next stream. Tschüss!